Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the YouTube, people of the state of California, where we cover all news with in relations to the public and the interest of the public. I'm making this video today in regards to Chili de Castro, and I'm making this video in regards to him, in regards to his assault on Mrs. Kate Peters, and the fact that he fabricated evidence and tried to get a restraining order after assaulting her. And I believe that he also committed a true threat and then proceeded to go through with that threat when he pushed Mrs. Peters, and Mrs. Peters was then assaulted. And he said, well, he's going to get a restraining order. Yeah, you got a restraining order on yourself, didn't you? You got yourself into a lot of trouble on that one, didn't you? When you tried to fabricate evidence in Massachusetts. So let's take a look at the incident with the Nutella, and I'll show you a clip here of him in the video fabricating evidence, damaging property, and trying to get a restraining order, trying to meet the requirements for high standards in Massachusetts for a restraining order. Let's get that started. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the YouTube, people of the state of California, where we cover all news with in relations to the public and the interest of the public. I'm making this video today in regards to Chili de Castro, and I'm making this video in regards to him, in regards to his assault on Mrs. Kate Peters, and the fact that he fabricated evidence and tried to get a restraining order after assaulting her. And I believe that he also committed a true threat and then proceeded to go through with that threat when he pushed Mrs. Peters, and Mrs. Peters was then assaulted. And he said, well, he's going to get a restraining order. Yeah, you got a restraining order on yourself, didn't you? You got yourself into a lot of trouble on that one, didn't you? When you tried to fabricate evidence in Massachusetts. So let's take a look at the incident with the Nutella, and I'll show you a clip here of him in the video fabricating evidence, damaging property, and trying to get a restraining order, trying to meet the requirements for high standards in Massachusetts for a restraining order. Let's get that started.
No. Okay. Charlie. Charlie. Stop. It's chocolate. It's a bag full of dog shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You took the fucking handle off my fucking door. Don't like that, Charlie. Don't like that.
You want to know why the dog was licking it? Because it was Nutella. It wasn't. It wasn't the dog poop like they said. And he needed to create a fear element to prove his case. That's why he acted like he was afraid. I find it interesting that Jose said this right after his case with Kate and Josh. Let's play this and show you.
Well, I actually need to take a nap. I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning, getting that video done that they didn't look, they didn't look at.
I wonder why you were up till 5 a.m. fabricating a story. And I believe that he fabricated the story of the person destroying his property, creating property destruction in Massachusetts. And then he left Massachusetts and continued to commit more crimes across the country. Now, what he did was he fabricated stories in order to get a restraining order. He had to prove that element. And I believe that he also, if you look at the video previous and when he did the dog, the whole Nutella incident, look at the T-shirt he was wearing. He said, "I was in summer camp, and I got kicked out of summer camp. Kate got me kicked out of summer camp." And then, if you go back to his videos and look at the the month of September, right before the court hearing with Kate, you'll find he was wearing the same exact T-shirt that the incident occurred in. He literally created his own incident to create an element of fear, so he could reach that element of fear in his court case by creating and fabricating a story. And I'm going to show you some pictures here at the end. I believe I found out who the keeper was at the end. And just sit back and enjoy the rest of this. Thank you for watching. Why he made that video was to try to fabricate. You could see in that last clip that he said, and I quote, "I was up all night trying to make that video that they didn't accept because you tried to fabricate a story that Kate had put poop and Nutella on your door handle." Well, there's some questions to be answered. First off, where did you get? Why would Kate be carrying Nutella and dog poop? Why would they put the note inside the door? And second, and finally, was the poop on the door handle or was it on the bag? Was Nutella on the door handle or was it on the bag? And if it's dog poop on your hand, how'd you get so much of it on your hand? These are things that they didn't look at in the court or even consider. He tried to fabricate. It's because he tried to fabricate. And there's you'll see here that he's wearing the same shirt that he was wearing in his video with the dog poop on the door handle with the Nutella. And he's wearing days later on the 19th, right before court, and he's going to see court. He's wearing that same Space Camp T-shirt and actually says that he got kicked out of Space Camp. He actually talked with Aiden from Turtle Boy Sports, and he ended up giving him advice, basically saying you don't have enough legal basis. So he had to create, I believe he had to create that legal element of fear. That's why he was acting like he's afraid. He wasn't really afraid. He was trying to meet that element of fear. So let's take a look, shall we?
Which, if you know anything about harassment prevention orders, you need 3 instances of direct contact, or indirect, I guess, contact, be it through digital, whatever, U.S. mail, who cares? 3 instances of contact that were designed to put you in fear and did cause you fear. I said, yeah. I go, you don't need me for that. You get an order. To get an order, you have to prove that she put you in fear. What she's done to me has no bearing truth. I know I've told you that I don't want to be tied to that. Our issues with Kate are separate. Me showing up won't help you at all. That's not how orders work in Massachusetts. Do you know what you need to get an order in the state? The bar is high. Right, got it. I'm like, saying what? I have nothing to do with why you're getting an order. You don't even know the thing you need to get an order. I'm not, you're not listening, dude. This is not how the law works. It's completely irrelevant to you getting an order. She can harass me all she wants and have a pattern of it. It doesn't help you at all. I know because I've been through this a million times before. He goes, you can file a brief, fact, however you want to say it. I go, well, it's not going to help you get an order. Man. I said, oh man, you know everything, and I know nothing. I live in the state, blah, blah, blah. You've been through the millions of orders I have. He's like, help me. I'm like, no, dude. Like, I'm not. So, and I keep trying to tell him, like, dude, to get an order, you have to have 3 instances of direct contact from her or be able to prove she directed harassment at you. And then you have to be able to prove that they put you in legitimate fear for your life. Do you fear for your life for some? Because I don't, and I'm for helping, but if you're not going to listen to me and insist you know more than I do about master's law, then you're on your own, my guy. He goes, I'm only reading. Yes, I fear the mob. Idiots who believe these lies. Sure. I'm like, you fear for your life? He goes, I pulled a gun on Labor Day. Walked in on an accident. My Airbnb, they got me kicked out. Okay? What? So, what your fear? Why are you fear for your life? And then he goes on and he goes, they overran the gym owner. I go, explain it to the judge. My stories with her have no bearing on you. My fight camp was canceled. Threatened his Google reviews.
Well, the other day, when I was in Youngstown, I told you guys that I was being stalked, and I was. So these are the recent screenshots that we just took off the Discord account. So this one right here says, and you guys can take a look at it. Sorry about that. He's crossed over into Maryland. You see? So he's crossed over into Maryland. So right there, you guys can see that I'm being stalked. So it gets a lot worse. I'm sorry for the orientation. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. That was nice of you. So there is a Discord account, and I'm not going to say the name because I've never said this person's name, but this Discord account needs to be reported because the Discord account is called Stalking Me. That's the name of the Discord account. It's called the Chili Wash.
Isn't it ironic that he gives his locations everywhere he goes? He says, I'm in Arizona today, or I'm in Oregon, or Clarks County, Nevada. He literally gives his location away, and you're just reporting on what he was saying, and then giving his location from his own information that he was disseminating from his own page.
And it would be one thing if this was just a parody or a fun account, but it's not. Actually, what they did was they tracked me to the Airbnb I was staying in. Right there. Let me go like this so you guys can see it. They stalked me to the Airbnb that I was staying in. And I guess it might be easier if I just go like this. That'll be easier. So you see this? And so this guy's name is Sean. That's his actual name. His name is Sean, the guy who tracked me to Airbnb. So let me make sure I'm just going to show anything here. So this is called the Hit Squad, the Chili Watch to track me, which violates the YouTube Creators Agreement. And then this one right here, they tracked me last night. He crossed into Maryland last night at midnight.
Didn't he say that roughly on his channel the night before? And he even broadcasted it publicly on his channel?
So, okay. That's right, it is a federal crime. It's a federal crime to stalk me against the law. I'm not a public figure. I can say I'm going to run for governor. That doesn't make me a public figure. It doesn't put me in the public figure category.
According to law.cornell.edu, a public figure, according to Gertz versus Robert Welch, is an individual who has assumed roles of a special prominence in the affairs of a society or thrust themselves into the forefront of a particular controversy to influence the resolution of the issues involved. Public figures also include individuals who have achieved pervasive fame or notoriety.
Yeah, maybe he should do his research a little more than when he opens his mouth. You can see the case here itself, the decision. I'll actually go back to the top and go slow here so people can read through it. You can even pause it here and record it, but basically you heard it there from Dummy Kruger himself. This guy is a de facto public official because as a lawyer because all lawyers are officers of the court. I'll get into a video of why he calls himself a constitutional law scholar or a
individuals who have achieved pervasive fame or notoriety. Sure sounds like you, Chili.
Right, the person's stalking me. And then here's this right here. I want you to listen to what is said right here, and this will show you even further how far it's actually gone, where it's gone into just. That's pretty awesome. Oh my God, how long did that take me to get back? Listen to what's said here. I mean, you wanted about Josh invited you. Yeah, Josh didn't invite me to the actual break. That's not what happened. Right? Again, I will say that he was being tracked via his live stream like a great white shark. And had to watch it in a natural, environment. So I'm being tracked. This is the second video in which this person has said that. I've never said this person's name. I said it one or two live streams ago, but I didn't mean to. They're literally stalking me, and this is a federal offense, which I will be pressing charges.
Wrong. This is certainly not a federal offense. And they aren't tracking you. They're watching your live streams, and you're showing the whole world where you are. Half your live streams are on the road just driving. Anyone can watch a sign and see exactly where you are.
I'm going to sue them. Sean, you have an Airbnb account. You have to have an Airbnb account. I'm going to track you down. What you did in Ohio is a felony, sir. It's a felony. And so this has just gone too far.
Didn't he commit 2 misdemeanors in Ohio?
So if there's YouTube creators, this violates YouTube creators agreement. YouTube sooner or later will be held liable for this. It's that simple. This boils down to YouTube's liability. And the same thing with the other channel, who I'm also suing, that Zane saw me set up. She also says I go into a rub and tub. She calls me a cokehead. She says I deal drugs. She says that I assault women. It's incredible. It's incredible. But tracking me to my Airbnb, putting a picture of where I'm staying on her Discord account to show people my exact location.
If you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney.
This is the email they sent to my Airbnb host that my current guest is anti-police, which I definitely am anti-police. And then they go on to say that I shouldn't be in their home. So this guy's name is Sean. That's his name. But if I was allowed to go outside of the system, I would. But I'm not allowed to do that. It's illegal. I'm not going to do that. But if I was allowed to go outside of the system, I would. Heard. It's just so ridiculously stupid. You guys don't understand. I mean, maybe some of you do. You have to use the system that is given to you, and you can't go outside the system. Because if I was allowed to go outside of the system of justice, believe me, what I would do, I can't say out loud. And I don't care how anybody interprets it. I wouldn't. Believe me, what I would do wouldn't be on a Discord account. It would be in person, and it would be very personal under the rule of law. And so I'm not going to do that. But if I was allowed to go outside of the system, I would. But I'm not allowed to do that. It's illegal. I can't do that. I cancel that. So here are the pictures that I was showing you guys a second ago. I mean, they're tracking me last night where I'm going. That's against YouTube's policies for our creators agreement. You can't stalk another person who does YouTube. That's nuts. It's illegal. That's the worst part, is it's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so look. This is the name of the Discord account. Make sure you guys hit up Discord on Twitter. It's literally called the Chili Watch to track me. That's insane. You track people who are, I mean, that's crazy. That is just nutty. And this woman is doing this all for the pleasure of her YouTube account. That's why she's doing it. And then this is from Sean. Sean has an Airbnb account. I believe that Sean is probably the same person who posted my whereabouts on here. So this was posted on Discord, and then right after where they found my location in Youngstown, remember the Mickey Mouse picture I was sitting in front of? They tracked me. And so then they say, I know where he is. They put it on this Discord account. And then after that, it says, I just wanted to make you aware your current guest is from California has been streaming anti-police propaganda. No, it's not propaganda. I'm anti-cop. I hate cops. Cops are garbage. I'm not ashamed of it at all. They're scum. And various statements that could be interpreted as threats. No, they can't be interpreted as threats.
I'm going to disagree with that. I think that, yeah, the things that you said, like, I'll do stuff personally face to face, and I don't care what anybody says and how they interpret it. They're not going to take that as a threat. I'm going to do it personally, and it's going to be a face to face action. I think they would disagree.
On a Discord account. It would be in person, and it would be very personal, and I would be up close when I did it. Sean, I'm going to find out who you are through a
See that he said it again. I would do it up. It wouldn't be on a Discord. It would be very up and personal.
Order, and I'm going to press charges against you. It's a felony what you did. What you did right here, announcing to everybody where I am on the internet, and then contacting my host at Airbnb, that's a felony. That's a felony. And so he goes on to say he's brandishing a 44 because I don't have a felony on my record or any domestic violence or any date raping or any of that. It doesn't exist. Otherwise, I couldn't carry a gun. Oh, you ran to the cops. I ran to the cops? This chick is lucky that we live under rule of law, or I would handle this myself. It's just incredible. And then people say I pushed that woman. If I pushed her, Sean Henson is in here. Sean, how many guys have I beat the shit out of in front of you? How many guys have you seen me just beat the holy shit out of that person? How many people, Sean? How many people, Sean, have you seen me beat the fuck out of? How many people? Sean knows. Sean knows how many fist fights I've been in my life. How many? 100, Sean? 200 fist fights? Believe me, if I could handle this myself, I certainly would. I certainly would. Sean was privy when I fought 3 dudes one time, but you're not allowed to do that.
Man,
I mean, that right there is felonies. I mean, he just made criminal threats. I would handle this. He said, I would handle this myself. I would fight you in a fist fight. Those are fighting words. Those are not protected. Those are not protected speech. Those are true threats. Those are threats that are not protected under the First Amendment. So, I mean, he's making statements. I mean, statements like this could be used against him. You know, how many people I've threatened, how many people I've beaten up, just annihilated and whooped their ass. Those are criminal threats. And I think this is one of the main reasons why he set up the Nutella incident, was because he needed to prove an incident of fear and an element of fear, and that he was a fear. But you could tell he's not afraid here. He simply wants to invoke his rights. But when anybody else's rights are invoked, they no longer have rights when they interfere with what he's trying to do. And this is this type of manipulative behavior that he does and needs to be addressed. And he probably needs to be in jail. If it was me and I personally had stake in this, in that interest, I want to thank Dummy Kruger for making this video and exposing Mr. DeCastro for the fraud he is. I think I found conclusive evidence as well. I want to give all the credit to Mr. Kruger, but I just wanted to put this and collaborate it together and show this that he was the one that was the Nutella prankster and created the incident himself. Here we go.
This is my birthday Nutella tonight. What's up, Playboy? This is the way to dance with the devil at night. Okay, you want to have a good time? You start here.
Clearly, he was the one who created and fabricated evidence in order to create an incident to get views on his page. And this is what I was talking about. People who are going on the internet claiming to be First Amendment auditors and don't know anything about First Amendment auditing, or how to get the documents or anything about the law, and apply the law to themselves when they want to apply the law to themselves. And otherwise, they can feel free to do whatever they want and say whatever they want. As you saw there was criminal threats, property damage, fraud, fabricating of evidence, then submitting of those fraudulent fabricated evidence. And I believe this conclusively proves who the Nutella prankster was. Thank you again, Mr. Dummy Kruger.